Hello, I'm Jim Brewer, and I want to address something that often comes up in chimney world, and that's the question of, do I need to have fall protection for simply doing a chimney inspection? So let's take a look at the issues. First, we need to define when fall protection is required. And chimney sweeping is a general industry activity. It means it's covered by the 1910 General Industry Standard of OSHA. And in that standard, it says fall protection is required when employees are exposed to a fall of 4 feet or greater. So that's pretty much any rooftop. If you're getting on the roof, you're almost certainly more than 4 feet above the ground or a lower level. Okay, so then that section goes on to say that fall protection can be provided by several different methods. One of those is guardrail systems. If you can put a guardrail all the way around the work area, then you don't need fall protection. You can use safety net systems. So if you put a safety net all the way around the perimeter of the work area, you don't need other forms of fall protection. Both the guardrails and the safety nets are somewhat impractical, so that really leaves us with the last option they offer, and that's personal fall protection provided by personal fall arrest systems, travel restraint, or positioning systems. These are, your traditional fall protection harness with a fall protection lanyard or lifeline. So basically, if you're more than 4 feet above the ground or lower level, you need fall protection. Okay. But they do provide some exemptions, and there's 2 exemptions that can apply to us in chimney world. And the first one says we don't need fall protection on portable ladders. So you could be 40 feet in the air on a 60-foot portable ladder, and you are not required to have fall protection. Then the other one is appropriate and sometimes misunderstood. And I think this may be the paragraph that gives rise to the urban legend that I don't need fall protection just to do an inspection. So let's look at what it says. So in 1910.28, it says that fall protection is not required when inspecting, investigating, or assessing work or workplace conditions prior to the start of work or after all work has been completed. So, does that apply to your chimney inspection? Well, if your work order says, do a level 2 inspection or do a chimney cleaning that requires a level 1 inspection and you elect to go on the roof, that's not really prior to the start of work or after all work has been completed. It is the work. Okay? So I don't think this paragraph or this exemption would apply. Okay? The intent of this section is to allow somebody, potentially an estimator, to look at the workplace conditions before work. So, you may be able to make a case that, hey, I'm just going up to look at this chimney because we're going to be doing some work, and then potentially this exemption would apply. But it's really going to be a toss-up and depend on how you present it to the inspector, to the OSHA compliance officer, and kind of his attitude and opinions. Okay, so it's not clear cut. I think the best thing is we should be using fall protection. I mean, because exemption or not, there's nothing here that will keep you from falling off the roof. Well, it doesn't matter if there's an exemption if you get injured or worse, falling off the roof. It doesn't matter why you were going up there. So, inspecting, investigating, or assessing work or workplace conditions prior to the start of work or after all work has been completed. Again, if the chimney inspection is your work, I don't think this applies. But since often we follow up our inspections with more work, i.e. a liner job, crown repair, whatever, maybe if you were real savvy about the way you presented it, you might be able to convince the compliance officer that you should be exempt. But again, the option or the important thing is to stay safe while we're on the roofs. Okay? And then another thing that's worth mentioning is there are no time-based exemptions in the OSHA standard. And I hear that come up often. Well, I'm only going up for 10 minutes, so I'm not required to have fall protection. Or I'm only going up for 15 minutes. That language does not exist anywhere in the OSHA standards. So best advice I can give you is, always use your fall protection when you're going on the roof. It's required, it's the law, and it will keep you safe and make sure everybody goes home at the end of the day. And that's really what we want, is a culture of safety and to prevent accidents. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'm Jim Brewer with Rooftop Safety USA. I love to talk about safety. If I can ever help you, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. So have a great day and stay safe out there.